Another beautiful morning, and I found myself yet again in the Balpakram region. This time, my destination was the small town of Maheskola. It held so many myths and stories for the Garos, and I was eager to travel there. The sun seemed to share my excitement too. It was bright and crisp, and it was beckoning me to start my journey.
Today we're going to Moheskola, and I've got my supplies ready, my food, my drinks. I've even got my guide Tushar to help me navigate Moheskola. Tushar, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go.
As soon as we started our journey, we came across a group of border security forces fixing a broken bridge on the Mahadeo River. We had to halt our journey for a while, but it gave us time to admire the beauty of the surrounding areas.
On our way, we just had to stop at this place to admire this spectacular view of Bangladesh, our neighboring country. It's amazing, wouldn't you agree?
This is the southernmost area of Garo Hills, which shares the border with Bangladesh. And since we were on the hilly areas, we had a clear view of the plain belts of Bangladesh.
If you are lucky enough, you will be able to hear sounds made by the jungle fowl, like so.
This is the Moheska Bazaar, the last market area in Garo Hills before the region changes into Khasi Hills. We stopped here for some much needed rest from the rough journey before continuing on to the Maheskola river.
On the way to Maheskola, you will find the gathering of these many butterflies in the small rivulets, and it is a common sight throughout the region. This activity is known as mud puddling. This is Wakso Chirung, where according to Garo mythology, people believe that this is where the seven-headed demon boar took its last breath after its legendary fight with the god of lightning and thunder, Goira. There is a distinct smell of sulfur or of rotting egg which we can get, and that is why people believe that the boar died here. You can also see this white substance which resembles fat, and legends believe that this is the boar fat. Coincidence? We'll never know.
I noticed that the distinct rotten egg smell became stronger whenever the water bubbles came up to the surface and bursted. This rock was believed to be the seed from a tree called Sui in Garo, which Goira was believed to use to compete. It was amazing to see the whole area of the riverbed covered with limestone. As we made our way downstream, we had to be careful about the small rocks which had sharp edges, and it was difficult to find an even footing. It was probably so because the rocks were wearing and tearing due to the force of the water. But according to the Garo mythology, this was once soft soil, and it was disturbed as the result of the fight between Goira and the demon boar. As time passed, this soil turned into hard rocks.
This was the battlefield of the demon boar and lightning god Goira according to Garo mythology. As you can see, the indentations left in the stones, it was believed that this was once soft soil, and that is where the indentations have been created due to the fight. You can see behind me these rocks with holes. According to Garo mythology, it was believed that this was where the demon boar was speared by Goira, the lightning god, and these were the marks left by the spearing.
This pool, according to the Garos, was called the Mate jail or the cell that traps animals. Interestingly, any animal or bird that fell into this pool could not escape and died.
I never thought that I would be following in the footsteps of Goira.
This particular pool was believed to be the pool where Goira's wife Sore used to bathe in. The Maheskola river had such spectacular views to offer. There were several small waterfalls and the river seems to form small natural pools at every level. This particular spot is where Mate Ban starts. The Garos believe that the gods put a dam to stop the flow of water here. Interestingly, the water starts making its way underground through the small whirlpools and the entire river flows underground for about 500 meters. Even during peak rainy season, the water does not make its way overground. Suddenly, the rush of the river was replaced by a deafening silence.
As the sun sets, we finally reach the end of our trek along the river Maheskola. Behind me, you can see the mango call or the cave of the white spirited cat. According to Garo mythology, this white cat was believed to appear before only those people who were lost from the path, and it would lead them back to the path and send them on their way. Remember, you don't see this white cat unless you are lost. the water disappears underground at the Mateban, this is the point where it reappears and rejoins the river. You can see that it flows with such a force as if there was no stop at all.
I had such a wholesome experience at the Maheskola river. It was interesting to see how the real-life natural wonders seem to correspond to our Garo mythology. You have to see it to believe it. Until I catch you next time on another breathtaking and back-breaking adventure, sit tight and keep watching. Goodbye.